My name is Nadja Drost, and I've been working with Bruno Federico, who is behind the lens, on a series from Colombia for the PBS NewsHour with the Pulitzer Center. For the last few years, Bruno and I have been covering a historic peace process between the Colombian government and the country's largest rebel group, the FARC. In 2016, both parties reached a final peace deal that put an end to over 50 years of war. We wanted to find out how the situation after the peace deal was playing out as they were being implemented. Were they fulfilling some of their aims to resolve some of the root causes of the conflict, like gaping inequalities and political violence? The FARC had agreed to put down its weapons in exchange for becoming a political party. In the first of our two reports, we take a look at one of the triumphs of the peace deal, that the FARC were able to carry out their first ever electoral campaign, but upon a deadly backdrop. Throughout Colombia, assassinations of activists and social leaders have been rising at an alarming rate since the peace accords were signed. We wanted to find out why. And we traveled to a region where violence has increased since the FARC has disarmed, and other armed groups have come in to fill the power vacuum. They're fighting over crops of coca, the raw material for cocaine that many communities are trying to transition away from growing. There, we were able to see how difficult it is to actually implement the peace accords on the ground, and why that effort has become so deadly for so many. We also wanted to take a look at an aspect of the Colombian conflict that has affected tens of thousands of families, but that is one of the least discussed: the phenomenon of forced disappearances. Did you know that in Colombia, more people have been forcibly disappeared than during the dictatorships of Argentina, Chile, and Uruguay? Disappearing people has been a tool used throughout the conflict by all armed actors: the state, the military, the paramilitary, and the guerrilla. When you disappear someone, you deny the family the remains of their loved one. You deny them answers to what happened and why. It subjects families to a state of constant grief, and also subjects communities to a state of terror because they're afraid the same thing might happen to them. Many families don't report disappearances because they've been threatened to keep silent. Others do, but the vast majority of disappearance cases remain unresolved. It's one of the most painful crimes a family can live through, but it's still one of the least recognized and addressed. Now, that may change with the peace accords because of a new special investigative unit to look for the disappeared. We wanted to understand the scope of the problem, how families are living it, and what they and others are doing to look for their disappeared. In this report, we'll follow a father as he searches amongst pastures for his dead daughter. We'll follow a forensic unit as they cross a mountain to carry out an exhumation. And we'll see what it takes to find and identify the tens of thousands of disappeared in Colombia. Or as one forensic investigator put it, one huge clandestine graveyard.